Hello and welcome my fab fans to Glam's new video. I'm going to be getting into cosplay as Madam Ping. I didn't film this when I originally got in the costume and filmed all those videos that I posted today. I didn't film the process of me getting in that outfit. I just kind of did it and then had fun. Because, you know, that's the vibe sometimes, is you just want to get into cosplay. So, I'm gonna try to do my makeup like I'm Madam P. First, I'm gonna put on a little bit of moisturizer, because you want their skin to be hydrated if you're gonna put on makeup that we're going to use harsh chemicals to strip off later. Yes. It also helps things blend better. I would put on primer, but I don't like the feeling. And also, it's full coverage. Do I always use a brush to put on foundation? I used to use a blender and realized I don't like blending. That takes forever. So, brush. I'd rather just paint on the makeup than deal with it. Yeah. Try to just paint it on, you know? Like a true artist. I will say I hate the feeling of foundation. It's almost as bad as the feeling of water activated face paint to me. Just hate the way it feels. It makes my face feel moist in a way that I don't like, because it just doesn't feel natural. Which is actually why for a very long time I never wore makeup. Because it just didn't feel natural to me. I didn't like the way it felt, because it just didn't feel right. Always blend down the neck. I'll say it is the perfect foundation for me, totally. Probably slightly too light, but my camera was like, it's slightly too light. Let's enhance that. You're just pale as fuck. Also, people not believing that I don't burn in the sun is the funniest thing. I'm sorry, my genetic lottery said I am going to tan if I go outside instead of burn. But I will always state, always wear your sunscreen if you do not want to age faster. If you want to age like milk, go outside without sunscreen. If you want to age like a fine wine, wear your sunscreen. Take your multivitamins. Care for yourself. You don't need to boost your system, you just need to keep it in an area that's great for you. The thing about Madam Ping and her makeup style is she genuinely does not wear much when it comes to like eye stuff. It's mostly just like contour type shit. But I personally like eyeliner. So contouring my eyes to be a specific way, just to put eyeliner, is gonna be a vibe. I also try to make my makeup videos, my cosplay videos, a little bit longer because I genuinely want them to last a bit longer so that you guys actually watch them. They're also the most popular videos on my channel, so they do get actual views, and that's quite important. I wish you guys would comment more. That'd be nice. But it's okay. Literally the only reason I'm not doing well on YouTube is because people do not have comments. Is my crowd just people who don't like to talk? I'm one of them. I don't comment on anyone's videos, even if I'm entertained. Not often. I don't like commenting. So for me to ask for people to comment means I'm looking for people who are extroverted and do not care about commenting. I'm not that person, which means it's hard to attract the crowd of people you're out, like, that are necessary to make your channel successful. You kind of have to just become the kind of people you want to attract to your channel. And I'm not a commenter, so I guess I just get all the non-commenters, which makes it look like nobody interacts with my videos, they just watch them. So my watch hours don't go up. Which is complicated. Why do they make things so complicated? Like, I should probably contour to make it so I don't have a fucking jawline. I don't want to use that brush. Concealer brush will stay concealer brush. Want certain things to disappear into the background, you just kind of hide it. I want my face to look more angular, I guess. I feel like my hair keeps touching me and it's itchy. Though something I do use for my characters is I like to add a bit of like a red tone, because it just kind of looks really nice. And it's a form of contouring, but with red. It's like blush contouring. Remember when that was popular? but it looks really gorgeous around the eyes. I mean, you have to find your own shade that works for you. This one's technically not my shade, but I make it work by blending it in with their shit. I also have a big ass nose. Camera, this looks great. In person, this looks awful. But on camera's all that really matters. So. I actually tried contouring my nose before. I think I got a really good idea. Imagine like an icy blue-ish vibe. And with the finger. I know people are gonna judge me for the fact that I'm using my finger, but it's like the nicest blender I have right now. Why does it look so patchy? When I blend with the brush, it looks patchy, but when I blended with my finger, it looked fine. I don't understand. I'm gonna brighten it. Maybe that's the issue I'm having. It's not bright enough. I think the red looked better, honestly. Give it like the blushy vibes without making it look kind of awful. You know? Don't know how to describe it other than it looked awful. I don't know. I went with a different vibe than I originally started with. And now I'm gonna add a bit of silver glitter because maybe that will improve it a little bit. The best way to apply glitter is with your fingers every time. Anyway. I prefer that actually. When it's a happy accident that you make it look good. It's good enough. Now let me show you how most of my costumes work, because apparently I don't really do very good at that. Showing that my costumes work in a very particular way. Get in this corner. So, this is the costume. All of my costumes have zippers on the side. They're hidden zippers. That's how I put on most of them. You're welcome if you didn't know. But it's also kind of sad if you didn't. Because I thought it was pretty obvious. But this one has an extra one in the back, because it has to go around my neck. So, I genuinely just have to hop into my costume. Oh, is this one that I had to go in through the bottom? Because my ass is too big? Yep. If your ass is too big, good luck, I guess. But yeah, I have to zip it up and take off the tank top in order to fully wear this. Okay, so I have it mostly on. Now I'm going to show you how I get this part on, because I have to do a weird maneuver thing. Where I just like have to get my head through. It's so much harder than you really think it is. hair up. It's honestly that's annoying. I like getting my hair out of my face. Technically, I would recommend doing the hair out of the face thing before the makeup, but my hairline and stuff don't need to be seen. So if I fuck it up a little bit, as long as it's not important parts, it's okay. I'd just like grab this up a little bit, do a little twisty twisty, try to get your head through somehow. I hope nothing rubbed off on this. Also, people who didn't understand that this costume genuinely just does hide your actual bra, as long as it's like strapless in a way. But yeah, no, there is a bra. It is fully hidden underneath the outfit. So this is a great cosplay for people who want to guarantee that they can still be comfortable and wear a bra. I know, shocking. It's quite a decent cosplay if you still want to be comfortable. I will state I still have not zipped up the back yet. And that's because it's in the most awful way. Really hard to reach. Is this costume possible to get in without help? Hell yeah, it is. Every costume I own is. That's why I love me costumes. You're getting dressed for yourself. I will state that the way I get this to fit me properly is by pinning it up in a way that helps myself. First, I start by pinning this side, and I pin it down to make sure it's covering what it needs to. And then I grab this side and pin it down to where it's covering what it needs to. Yeah. I originally did this with zero help. I will also state that I do wear shorts genuinely underneath all of my costumes, but this one I tuck my shorts up slightly higher so that they're hidden underneath the costume and don't show. But yes, I am wearing shorts. I always am wearing shorts whenever I'm in costume because yes. I had a mirror to do this last time. That's why it was so much easier. Yeah, I just grabbed this from the abyss. But yeah, do you see where my bra is? look so old. Anyway. I genuinely did just pin it like I would say though, these pins are some of the most secure kinds because it actually has a lock. Not all pins have locks. I will say that. That is an actual thing you have to worry about with pins. Not all of them lock. I will say this one is slightly more important to secure properly. Because it holds so much more together. That's what I did last time. Because I was still wearing a bra, but if you want these straps to be more hidden, you go crisscross. Crisscross. Take it back now, yo. Make sure it's straight, because fuck. Clearly I can't do that, I'm not straight. And I'll loosen them slightly. That's how I did it. Just didn't attach them the same way that I normally do. I'm gonna make them way looser though. Just crisscross. Take it back now, y'all. The struggle is real. How do you connect? Checking 3 times to make sure I can get it right. Are they listening to Funky Monkey? Oh shit, I did it. They changed the song again. I will state, when I first put on this costume, I had to really think about how I was going to wear it. I will state, if you want your costumes to be more likely to stay in place a lot better, I will say pin them to yourself. The more pins, the better. It actually does help. Because I have to make shit fit around my tits. These things exist permanently. Don't know why. But God decided, here you go. Here's this package. I'll state, if I wanted this to sit flatter, I'd pin it to my bra. Because that's an option. You can pin things to your under armor. Yes. Just making sure everything else is tucked properly. It's fucking hell. Having a body, imagine. Makes things difficult. Now I have to go and find my wig because I know I have it. And I want to put that on before I put the arm things on because, yeah. I will say I use a Miku wig for this. No shame. I full-blown use a Miku wig for Madam Ping. I thought one of them was in. Did I put it in a different bag? It's a possibility, actually. I have a lot of wigs. I did get a new one, though, for my Athena cosplay. Because the old one is such dog shit. Like Walmart. Get better quality. If you're gonna cost the amount you do, at least be useful and better quality than the online shit. I will let you know, most of my wigs are from like $2 to $20. I get them online, and I do not pay that much for them. I think it's this one that I used last time. Ah, it is. Do you want to know how I can tell my two Miku wigs apart, my two base wigs? Is not the color, but the fact that one has space buns in the packaging. And I don't use the space bun. But I do use the base wig. Because the base wig has the most luscious, beautiful bangs. And I enjoy them. And also this part. Like, that's so nice. The other one does not have that nice of a part. Not to mention it has like hair that goes upwards so that you can put it up and it look better. Me fixing my wig, don't mind. Also, at the con, I met a girl who did not know how to style. One, she did not know how to style wigs. Two, she also did not know you could. Like, in a way. Which is unfortunate for her. Because you really need to know how to, like, put them on. The first thing. I mean, I don't mind fully unstyled wigs, but, like, at least put it on, right? I don't want you to risk it falling off. Especially, like, mid-con. I was more worried about her wig and its safety. I didn't even care that it wasn't styled. I just cared that it was gonna fall off. The hooks were completely out. I was afraid of her losing her wig. I mean, she would know if it fell off. Like any good person. There was also so many people who had, like, pins falling out of their costumes. I was worried that someone was gonna have a malfunction. Because those things are horrifying. Imagine having a malfunction. That's the scariest part about cosplaying, is in case something goes wrong. I also state, I did use just a Miku ponytail. I do have two options. I have my lighter blue, which I think I used the lighter blue one the last time because it was newer than the not light blue one. But the color match isn't close enough for me to be like... But also Madame Ping's hair is multiple shades of teal, not just one. Which is why I could get away with using the lighter blue one. I know a lot of people use fabric softener on their wigs. I don't own any, and I don't use it, but I probably should. Anyway, I'm actually going to try using one that matches the wig that I'm wearing. A little bit more closely. And with all good brushing, you start at the bottom. This causes the least amount of breakage and hair to fall out. So if you start at the bottom. I will say though, everyone's cosplays were so good. All of the cosplayers that cosplayed Mitsuri though, the wig styling on fleek. It was so amazing. Every single one of them though, like not even just like a few, no, all of them, their wigs were styled amazingly. I don't know if they did them themselves or if they bought it like that, but you know what? Doesn't matter. Because buying and making is the same thing to me. Because there's an effort behind it somewhere, even if it's from a factory. Because all of my costumes from factories, which is why I don't judge people who do it. I need to get her hairpiece. Madam King. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I got it. I will state it has rainbow glitter sparkles in there. Like, they did not have to do it like that. This was a choice they made. I'll state, just put this on top of the clip and then braid the wig like you normally would braid a wig. Just section it into 3 parts. I will say try to get them as even as possible to cause the least amount of issues. Also, I have to part these bangs down like the center slightly, so it looks more Madam Ping-ish. Technically, I need to style them upwards slightly, but it's a different issue altogether. I will state braiding is very difficult when it's not on your head or attached to anything. It's way easier to braid something downwards than upwards. I actually don't remember how I put this on last time, but I think I just used regular, like, plastic elastics. So. Just grabbing a pink plastic elastic. I'd recommend using maybe a blue one, but use what you got on hand, you know? Now it's all braided. And I attached it last time. Actually, I have to wait to attach it. I need to tie a ponytail on this wig. Because otherwise the hair just won't stay at all. Because, yes. If I were to actually style a wig fully for Madam Ping, I'd probably style the bangs outwards slightly so that they instead of, but it's also more flattering to go just outwards. I'm not gonna lie though, the way I styled it originally to make it perfectly like center and stuff, was I kind of just shoved the clip around everything. I just shoved the clip around everything. This time I actually have to find a way to actively try to get it to stay. I'm gonna try to make it look more realistic to how hair actually works. Because realistically, the braid would go on top of the center bun and not be behind the center bun. So it would be more like that. But hers goes underneath it. So I can't do that. Realistically, I can't do that. But it makes more sense to do that. So. Just gonna. But I found out how I'm actually gonna do it. It's like that. All I did was clip some of the hair upwards instead. So now when I attach it, so this hair needs to be behind that though. So I'm gonna figure out how to do that instead. I guess that technically works. That hair is really long. I want it to be shorter. I'm just gonna shove it down more. Yeah. And she still has her spiral bun, technically. can't see the back of my head, so I don't know if it looks good. I hope it looks good. I almost forgot a really important detail. I almost forgot to put on the sleeves. I'll show you that they have like an elastic that isn't fully sewn in properly. This girl's meant to play an instrument? How do you do that with such long sleeves? Oh yeah, because the bulk is underneath the eye. That makes sense. Anyway. Oh. I'm such a fucking nerd. Anyway. I look great. Anyway, peace, love. Have a good day, my fab fans. And remember, stay fabulous. Yeah.